XRP, July 13th, 2023. An absolutely historical moment. So we're going to break down the case settlement today where XRP beat the SEC or Ripple beat the SEC around XRP being a security. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, the first thing I want to start out with is share with you guys. This is just the beginning. So we had the dopamine from yesterday. The XRP case was now settled. It is not a security, and it is the only cryptocurrency in history with clear regulation. So you own a piece of history. So in the description down below, you can find out how we've helped over 6,800 warriors worldwide navigate since 2020. You can also set up a free consultation with my wealth protection team. Here's my biggest concern. All over Twitter, everybody, it's Lambo time to buy that island. Guys, the fact is 85% of people that win the lottery go broke. This newfound wealth that you may experience in the next 24 months, you have to secure, multiply, and buy cash generating assets. Extremely important. The Dogecoin millionaire is no longer a millionaire. And all these people who made millions in the last bull run are thousandaires now. It's not profits until it's realized. And it's also not profits unless you multiply it. So number one rule is don't lose money. Number two rule is follow number one rule. So let's dive into it. So exciting news, and I'm going to share with you guys my opinion. Also 8 a.m. Arizona time, a couple hours from now, Waters Above and I are going to have an emergency meeting around XRP and dive into it. So here's the document. We should print this out and frame it. On July 13th, 2023, the Securities Exchange Commission brings us actions against defendant Ripple Labs and two of its senior leaders, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. So basically, they deem that XRP is not a security, right? They split the baby. I think that's how I think it was Jeremy Hogan said, right? They split the baby. So some of the sales in the beginning were deemed securities, which makes sense. And so let me just jump right on and I'll show you guys some exciting things real quick. And then I'll dive into you guys what I think is going to happen. Okay, so XRP soars after the SEC rules in favor of Ripple. Coinbase, everybody's like, where do you get XRP? On Coinbase now. You can get it on Kraken now. So all the exchanges relisted it. So all the messages I'm getting, this is what I'm going to address. So what now, JV? Same thing. Same thing I've been doing every single day. December 20th, 2020, I was locked down. We have a Warrior Academy facility. I had to quarantine because of all the stuff to be able to go into the facility. And so basically I was quarantined on December 20th, 2020. I started getting hundreds of messages, JV, XRP, what happened, blah, blah. And I did an emergency meeting, which you can find here on the YouTube channel around December 20th, 2020. And here's exactly what I said. I said, I'm holding on like a tick on a dog. The reason why is because I don't care what people's opinions are. I don't manage my investments based on people's emotions. I do it off facts, figures, numbers, and logic. I don't do it off of emotion. I look at market cycles, human market cycles. I'm not talking trading charts. Understanding the changing world order with Ray Dalio, understanding the massive shift in our economic system from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, industrial to technical, the radical shift that I was experiencing within the banking system when I was in banking as an executive. And I understand at a very, very deep level that this is going to be the most radical transformation in a financial system in living history. And there's a small percentage of the population, which is you. Think about this for just a moment. You are holding on to an asset that is the first in a new monetary system that has regulatory clarity. Think about what you're going to tell your grandkids. I was one of the very few, a sliver of the population that was paying attention. And I invested in a very speculative asset that is now the only cryptocurrency with regulatory clarity. So that goes into what I'm going to share with you guys now. So what's going to happen now? If you watched my video yesterday, Senator Loomis and Gillibrand talked about there's going to be a crypto security, there's going to be a cryptocurrency, and a crypto commodity. So we know that Bitcoin, based on the CFTC, is being looked at as a commodity, a store of value, like gold, okay? We now know XRP is not a security, it is a currency. So now your favorite influencers and all these crypto projects that created all these projects, do you realize that most of them are securities? A securities, based on the Howey test, is you're relying on the person who created it or the company to realize a profit based on that actual. So when you put money into that cryptocurrency, you funded that project to be built, basically, right? And you're relying on that project to be successful in order for you to get money back. That is a security. So now you're going to see the destruction of thousands and thousands of cryptocurrency. I think there's 18 or 16,000 cryptos out there on the market. So now you're going to start to see, first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. Okay. It's not by chance in 2012 that they created the Future Oversight Committee to regulate non-bank financial institutions. It's not by chance that in 2012, Rosie Rios was told to reduce coin and cash usage, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States. It's not by chance the Obama plan came out in 2012 that turned the printing machine on full blast. It's not by chance that the Mayan calendar ended, which ended the old and brought us into the new. I could break down so many things that happened in 2012. It's not by chance by in 2009, when the markets came collapsing down from the 2006, 2008 absolute catastrophic collapse, that the BRICS countries were created. And then Bitcoin's inception came in, a new store of value. And it's not by chance that BlackRock was tapped by the Federal Reserve around 2008, 2009 to balance out the markets. And it's not by chance that the Federal Reserve was tapped again in 2020 to balance out the markets. And it's not by chance that as we went into 2020, Jay Clayton initiated a case against the SEC. The head was Jay Clayton, initiated a case against Ripple around XRP being a security, bounces to consult for a cryptocurrency fund that increased their position in Bitcoin and Ethereum just a couple months later, or earlier, excuse me. And it's not by chance that Jay Clayton now sits on the Bank Bail-In Committee board. Think about that. And it's not by chance that Gary Gensler sat on the head of the CFTC and also the head MIT professor. None of this is by chance, family. Everybody's saying there's a switch that's being flipped. This is a long, drawn-out, methodical transformation of a financial system. So think about that for just a moment. FedNow Services launches in your banks here in July, and everybody thinks there's another flip being. Guys, FedNow Services only has about 300 banks on board. They're struggling to get banks on board. FedNow Services is just a symbol to you of real-time payments, on-demand liquidity, 24/7, 365 days a year. It's a signal to you that the financial system is switching. The XRP Ripple versus SEC case is a signal to you that now we game on. It's a brand new monetary system. And everybody's like, oh my God, what? I thought it would moon. Guys, it went up 67% as of today. So like people, the crypto space, think about this. Imagine if the S&P went up 67%, if Apple went up 67%. That's a radical increase. So the next 24 months are going to be extremely critical for you to stay non-emotional. I still believe it's going to follow the same market cycle. I still think you're going to see the capital markets come collapsing now because we're talking economics, right? The cryptocurrency system follows the Bitcoin halving, which is coming up in, I think, April 2024. After April 2024, it's going to go parabolic. Now we have some regulatory clarity on the back end. You're going to get regulatory clarity for guidance from the BIS. So as we go into 2024, banks are going to start to implement these new innovative technologies, okay? You're going to see some demand with institutions coming in, allowing their clients to invest in it. Do you remember your financial advisor and your tax accountant told you cryptocurrency is a fraud? How many of you have your financial advisors told you crypto is a fraud? And the SEC just deemed XRP not a security. Wouldn't they shut it down? Wouldn't it be about shutting down crypto? Gildebrand and Loomis are setting up the bills for, or working to set up the bills for regulating cryptocurrency. The BIS is coming out with guidance. When, not if. So why did your financial advisor tell you cryptocurrency is a fraud? Why did your tax accountant tell you cryptocurrency is a fraud? Because they're parroting information. They didn't decide to do their research. They didn't decide to go deeper. Yes, there is a lot of fraudulent cryptocurrencies, and there's a lot of crypto projects that aren't going to make it. A lot. And there's a lot of influencers. They're going to be in some deep water if they develop cryptos and they didn't follow the securities guidelines. It's just what it is, man. There is no quick money. And if you make money easy, you're going to get it back. I promise you. What I mean by that is karma is going to come back around. That's why we never, ever accepted any money from a cryptocurrency company to promote it, ever. Because I knew this moment was coming. I knew this moment in time was coming. There was no way that crypto was going to escape regulation. It just wouldn't happen, guys. The money ends up in the same hands every single time. So you have to be non-emotional about this, guys. I heard one guy say, I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry. He says, don't date it, just trade it. Don't fall in love with it, just trade it, man. Like, stop attaching ourselves to physical matter. And the reason why I bring this up is because I see all these posts, Lambo time, Lambo time. I'm like, you're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. Not disrespectfully, but I'm that paradigm. I lived that. I went broke 3 times until I finally figured out and got some real mentors that understand how to build wealth. Crypto, when it profits, I lock it up in index universal life. Real estate, precious metals, we're diversified in business. When we get profit from our businesses, we take that money and we put it into things like index universal life. So we do what the banks do, right? The banks take your money in a fixed account, they lend it, they put it into bank-owned life insurance. Okay, they put it into the capital markets. As you make 1%, they're making 10, 20, 23, 25% on your money. So the most critical time is right now, family. This is it. Because if you make $1 million in crypto next year, that's not a lot of money. But if you make $1 million and you multiply that money, it can become generational wealth. And I love that I've been able to do this on YouTube for the past couple of years now, since 2020, because I can come back to these videos and I can visit. I'm basically visiting the future. I'm time stamping memories because people are going to come back to these and go, shit. But I'm also grateful for those who have listened, right? And I'm teaching you from the lessons that I've learned. I was in business, inside my business, and I just had crypto. Just like corporate America. Went to school, got a job, and I had a 401k. And guess what? I lost everything again, guys. Kept my crypto portfolio. I was like, you know what? Something's wrong here. So I studied Richest Man in Babylon, started to understand how to multiply my money, started going deep into diversification, understood intelligent investor. I went deeper back into Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrants and understood how the system actually works. I hired some amazing mentors and I started to learn really deep how to scale myself out of the business to oversee the business, stop trading time for money. And I allow money to free up time. And every time I get money now, there's an opportunity cost. And when I have an opportunity cost, I take that money and I put it into something, or I secure it in something that's going to give me a return. If I'm going to buy something that's a liability, like a supercar or something like that in the future, I will never buy it with my own money. I'll buy it with a cash generating asset. I now look at net worth versus earned income. And I've been very honest with you guys where my earned income has gone from. I went from nothing on my parents' couch with a nice crypto portfolio to actually, I looked at my tax records, 325,000 last year. I'll hit over $500,000 this year of that's earned income. I built 7-figure ecosystems off of social, right? So when a person says, oh, they're making, millions off of, with their business, doesn't mean the CEO makes millions. I'm an owner in the companies, right? So my earned income keeps going up month by month. And I'm telling you, this is what's possible for you guys. This is what's possible for you. You can do this. You can do this. I was a drug addict 17 years ago, committed suicide on December 18th, 2006. Every excuse that somebody could come up with, I could overcome it. Stuff happened to me as a child. All this stuff, guys. I was living for the world. I was an executive. I followed everything. I kept up with the Joneses. So every single excuse that anybody can come to me with, I've done it. I'm a single father. I have 2 kids. I'm raising 2 kids. Every single excuse. You can do this. And I say this stuff not to brag and with lack of fearing judgment. Because I'm saying this so you can see yourself in me and see what's possible for you. But how did I do it? Hard work and discipline. Every single day I write down my goals. Every single day I do the same pattern. And if I want a new frequency, I access new education. I hold that frequency, discipline, and consistency for a long enough time until it becomes my reality. Nobody's stopping you from being great. Nobody's stopping you from being powerful. And I'm giving you guys all the resources in the description down below. You can join the Warrior Academy, go into my 120-day challenge. But there's only one warrior out of 100. It's a fact. One warrior out of 100. So I'll leave you with this. It is the most critical time in human history to switch your family's timeline. And a year from now, the question will be, what did you do about it? Remember, inaction is action. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Join us at 8 o'clock today. Waters Above and I are going to be doing an emergency meeting around XRP. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.